Hey everybody, T-Ham141 here, and we are live. I have Annie from Back to Basics Homestead here. Welcome to one of the craziest Thursdays I've had. Actually, every Thursday is about crazy for me. Um, but yeah, some of you may know my mom has been in the hospital. She was in the ICU for 6 days, and then they moved her out of the ICU on into the I don't know what to call it other than general population, but I know that's prisons. But then they discharged her, and then we got her home, got her meds all straightened out for the night, and I went home and I got a call this morning, and she needed to go to the hospital again. Her feet had swollen all up, and it was one of the red flags they told us to watch for. And so we took her to St. Elizabeth's Medical Center in Utica, which has one of the best cardiac departments going. Um, and it has been just awesome. Um, and so, yeah, they discharged us. They adjusted the meds a little, discharged mom, and so I brought her home. But I figured I'd just hang around with her for a little while, just to make sure everything's all right till my niece comes on, and then um, I'll head home here in a little while. But so I am live straight from my mom's, and Annie from Back to Basics Homestead is here live from her studios in Canada.
Yeah, in,
Um,
in the North Pole with the Eskimos and the igloos. Not Eskimo. Well, igloos maybe. Eskimos, there's some everywhere.
yeah, yeah, pretty much everywhere with the Eskimos. I'm trying to get my monitor to. Why is that still showing it? Maybe it's the wrong live stream. Oh well, we'll leave it. Anyway,
Do you have
um,
anyone watching?
it says I got one person. If you're here, go ahead and speak up.
I think that would be me.
It might be. It might be. Which is it's all right because tonight I'll keep it. Well, no, it went to zero. So unless you left,
I left. I'm being mean. Well, you came on a little bit late, so
yeah,
people might get the alert like within the next minute or so and then join. But I will message the group that we're live.
yeah. I'm hoping my Nightbot will work here as well as on my computer at home. It's supposed to be connected to uh, the
That's
it's
me.
supposed, it's supposed to be connected to the live streams, but it usually takes it about 5 minutes to get in.
Is it that thing you were doing on your improv live this week?
Yes, yes.
So it's working.
We did get it to work. And the thing is, it was like the simplest. Um, what's his name? Devil Dog uh, gave us the link to use, and it worked great. And I'm almost it was. Please check out user at, and then it gave YouTube slash channel slash, and then the user again. So
So you were
it's
programming it when you weren't supposed to?
well, no, I just didn't know the right combination for the words.
Oh,
Um,
so this
um,
this dog person, I can't remember the name you said, helped you?
yeah, Devil Dog. It's
Devil dog.
yeah,
Sorry.
he's a marine.
Mommy
He's a
brain.
marine. They like the Devil Dogs.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
but yeah, um, he uh, he knew which one because I'd seen it done on a live stream before, and that, so I knew it was possible. So basically, if somebody types iShare, or not iShare, but exclamation point share, then it'll put out their channel name or their channel link.
Okay, well, let's test that theory.
Yeah.
I just did it. Okay, so it's exclamation point
Yeah.
share.
Share.
But we haven't seen
Yeah.
Nightbot being activated.
Let me take my other phone and go to Nightbot. Come on, this phone.
No, he's there.
He's there?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so if I click on it, hello, Annie.
My mom homemade. How's it going?
Actually, when on my phone, when there's no, it's not a clickable link.
Oh.
Nope, my bad. It works.
Oh, it is.
It
Okay.
works. I just didn't click it I clicked it at the wrong place. If you click the name that's highlighted, it's not correct. You have to click on the https / so you have to actually click on the YouTube link, not on the channel name.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and it does. Like Marhy Lynn says, well, now you don't need me, and I'm like, oh yes, I do, because I'm not setting up any filters. So if I get the what was it? You had a couple of them that kept putting the links to the porn channels and stuff.
Yeah, Remy also had a intense one, troll that was probably like a algorithm, and he was always changing his name, so he would come back in force with the same name, but like maybe the last 2 letters different, and he was always coming back, and he was intense. It was a Friday night. So
Yeah, so I would be able to, if that started happening, and I was at home, I would be able to open another window real quick, go to the Nightbot channel, and do a filter so that any part of his name would be blocked.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I find a moderator, like a real moderator, will feely more than a machine. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's why I still want mods. It's just
it's like I had a comment on my last live. I had a compliment, and I was like, okay, it's a compliment. It's not intense, but it's a compliment. And then another one, and then a third one, and then I have a private message from Marilyn, and she's like, is this guy a troll? Should I remove him? I'm like, well, he's not disrespectful, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He can just be polite and giving women compliment. But it stayed like that. Thank God.
Yeah, it's weird because you never know where to draw that line, because most of my YouTube friends that have channels, the women are either married or betrothed or in a relationship. So it's one of those things. Okay, do I say, "Wow, you look really good in that top tonight," or "Cool hat," or whatever? And so I always run it through. Would I say it to Remy?
That's a good way. That's an excellent way, actually.
It's no wonder. It's not that I don't think you might look great in that top or the way your hair is or whatever. It's just that I wouldn't say that to Remy. So
well, today anything can be taken good or bad.
right.
I can say I'm Canadian and my first language is French. And sometimes when I translate word for word, I can say something in English that could be seen as an insult, me not knowing it. So whatever you do, there's always going to be someone, something, somehow that you're going to do to upset someone. So I try not to get myself involved in that direction.
Right. Yeah. And it's easy to do. I know that Hi, Old Man King, and Vanessa Kitty. If I'm not ignoring the chat tonight, but it's really small on my phone, and I don't have my reading glasses on tonight. See,
Okay, I can read you the comments if ever there's something.
yeah.
So I'm guessing it's Darren that came in. He says he about to jump in the shower after butchering more of the pigs. So I'm not sure if he means he's staying or he's jumping in the shower. Either or, I don't know. he's he's been a busy bee at butchering all week.
Yes.
I think he had more than two pigs or two pigs to harvest, and he does it at his house.
Yeah, he's doing the butchering himself. That is awesome. I want to learn to do that. I haven't taken that on yet.
Well, I
Um,
think his baptism to that was his bull last year, if I understand correctly. He well, he did the whole thing. So he explained how he dispatched the animal and then how he harvested the animal. And he also had a video about the tools he was using to dispatch his pigs and what tools he was using to harvest the animal.
yeah.
Like a normal homestead. Oh, three pigs in total. One was for the wedding, finishing the last one now.
Oh wow.
I remember, yeah, he had that what's it called? It's like it's not rotisserie. It's on a
Barbecue?
fire. No, it's on a fire.
The, the grill?
No. What's it called again, Darren, if you're still here?
Oh, the smoker thing.
It was
No.
not on the smoker. Well, it could be smoker, but there's a name for it. At a banquet, usually you cook a full pork this way. You open the belly and you cook it. There's a name for it.
Oh, in Hawaii they bury them and do them that way.
I'm not sure if that's what they did, but it's gonna come back to me. If Darren's here, just let us know what's the name of the process you use to cook your pig. Did you see that Vanessa Kitty was here?
Yes, yes. Hi, Vanessa. Um, yeah, I saw Darren put up don't tell Kermit on Facebook. Because apparently this was Miss Piggy. That would be the hardest thing for me because having raised pigs for a bunch of summers now, they are very, very smart.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that they're fond of you because if you go in their pen, they will start nibbling on your boots, and you're thinking, okay, they're nudging me to see, to get my attention. They want me to pet them like a dog or a cat. No, they're nudging you because
They
in
think
their
you're food.
instinct, yeah, in their instinct, they have tusks. They think they have tusks and they're trying to gore you. They're nibbling on your boots. They're tasting you to see if they can eat you.
Yeah, you think you have like a magic power because like you bring the food and whenever they're interested, you pop out. Okay, so yeah, pig roast. But we didn't do that. Our chef made a few different things from all parts. Okay, so it must have been another picture that I saw. I saw someone cooking a full pig. Anyways, it's gonna pop up in my
We
head.
used to do, we used to do suckling pigs,
Wait,
and we took a big fuel barrel, my father did, and he put an axle, well, it was a bar
yeah,
across the middle, and then he had a
something
big
to turn it.
bicycle tire with a
Yeah,
little generator or a little motor that slowly spinned it around. We
that's
stuffed
the
the
name of
belly
I'm
with
looking for. That's what it is. Like when you go, you can rent these things. You just put the pig on it and you
it.
just turn it. There's a name for this. Oh,
Pig roaster.
yeah,
We always called it the pig cooker.
I need what's the name in French? Okay, so Dave is here
Hey,
and
Dave.
Melissa is here.
Melissa, yeah.
Mishui. That's what I was looking for. Hold on. Mishui in English. Mishui in English. Let's see. Thank you. I think it's Mishui also in English. Mishu? No, that's not how you write it. Mishu pig. Okay, so Mishu. It's not how you write it.
Pronouncing that sounds so funny. Yeah, it does. Hey guys.
Mishui.
What?
Mishui. Okay. So
Mishwi.
in Mishui, is it in English?
I missed you. Did you miss me? Did you miss me?
Not sure they will miss you. Okay, so in French, it's Mishui. I don't think there's a translation for English.
Let's see here. Guys, while we're looking this up, if you type !share in the comments, it will post your channel page. And that will get your channel out there and hopefully get some people to your site. Like my baby channel is going to help some of you guys with thousands. But anyway, every little bit helps. Let's see. How do, or wait, what?
Oh, wait. You were right. It's probably pig rotisserie. And in French, we just have like this specific word for it, Mishui. So basically, you described it. It's on a brooch, and you just turn it for many hours.
Mashwi. Oh well. You get but yeah, he had a little motor that you plugged it in, and the motor would slowly turn the pig, and then they'd open it up and baste it, and you get the smell of those apples from inside the pig. Oh, it was awesome.
You know, you talk about the Hawaiian way to bury it and to cook it for an entire day. They started like early in the morning and they bury it. Mm-hmm. It must be an epic meal.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Well, probably there's a lot of pineapple in there for sure. Come on, pineapple and coconut. So yeah. It must be good. It must be good.
Tropical island.
Yeah. Island people, they cook good. They cook spicy, but they cook good.
Yeah. We got what was it? Trevor got jerked pork burgers made from his pig.
Can you say it again?
Jerked pork burgers.
So it's like jerky meat, but in burger patties?
No, because the texture is, I think it might be like a jerky flavoring in the meat, but the patties, they were like a kind of like a sausage patty, but he put some Sweet Baby Ray's on that when he cooked it. Oh my goodness, these things were delicious.
So Darren says, I'd love to do the Kyun now and have like 8 pig roast a year. The Kyun, is that the Hawaiian way? Is that how you say it? I'm learning something new if that's the case.
Absolutely.
Okay, so he's saying it's probably jerky seasoning versus jerky.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah, because jerky would be too chewy and dry, you would
probably
think, to make a good. Man, it was delicious. We use we take ours to Miller's Meat Market, which you can literally like if I did like Darren is doing and butchered my own, I could take a bag of meat to them and have them make whatever I wanted from it. Or I guess you could tell them, hey, I want 20 pounds of uh, jerk burger, jerky burgers, and they would make it for
Mm.
you because they buy the pork and they always have barbecue on. Um, Miller's is one of the best in the area. Noltz's, which is really kind of close to them in Lowville, uh, they uh, they have some of the best Krogan bologna. I don't know if you ever heard of Krogan bologna. It's a ring bologna, and it was actually the recipe for it came from Krogan, New York, which is just north of us a little ways. Uh, and it is just fantastic. We cut it in. It's about an inch and a half to an inch and a half size ring, and and it curls around. It's in a skin. I don't think anybody really uses the old fashioned intestines anymore. But you cut that into little rings, and you put that with cheese or a cracker and cheese plate. Oh man, it is awesome. Um,
I don't know. The only charcuterie type, like artiste type, is pepperoni, but like instead of being like the little ones, like the big ones,
yeah,
and like chorizo. Chorizo. It's a spicy dried sausage. And
sausage.
chorizo. Chorizo. It's a spicy dried sausage. I think it's chorizo also in English. In meat pates and stuff like that. But like I never ventured in like bologna or artistic bologna because my family always told me that it was not good for me because there was preservative nitrates and stuff like that. So my family would never buy it. So now as an adult, people are talking to me about all these things and I'm like, I don't know. I've never tasted them. So I kind of look like this child when I go to places and I have this charcuterie board in front of me. I was like, oh, this is that, this is that. And I'm like, I'm clueless. I have no idea what it is.
Um,
I know pepperoni and salami. That's about it.
my grandkids were at my house, and my grandson's Colin. He's 6 years old. He says, "Papa, I'm kind of hungry." I said, "Okay," and so I made him a bologna sandwich, and I went all out. A premier bologna sandwich. It had the bread, and then I buttered the bread, and then I put cheese, and then I put a piece of bologna, and
Mm,
then I put some mustard on it, and
mm.
then I on the other bread I buttered that and put it on the top, and he bit it and he says, "Man, this is good. What is it?" And I said, that's bologna. And when I said that's bologna, and he's like, "Wow, this is so good," his sister looked up at me horrified,
Yeah,
and I'm
because
like,
there's the store bought bologna, which is different.
"Well, no, this was store bought bologna."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And but she looks up at me like horrified, and I'm like, "What?" And she says, "Papa, do you know what that's made from?"
Yeah.
I said,
It's questionable a little bit.
"No, no, 15-year-old, tell me what it's made from." And she says, "I can't say it." And I said, "Okay." And so my daughter comes in, and my granddaughter tells her, she says, "Yeah, he fed Colin bologna." And Kelly, my daughter, looks at me like, "You know what's in that?" I said, "What's in that?" She said, "Beaks and a-holes." I
Well,
went,
it's
"No,
mechanically made meat and it's
it's probably some of the leftovers and stuff." But
leftover cut of meat that's like undesirable for many things.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, and I've never got gotten any gristle or anything like that in it, so it can't be all bad. I
Oh yeah,
used to
it
say,
tastes good. Like
yeah,
when I was living alone in my apartment and I had so many finances difficulties, I obviously ate at least 2, 3 bologna sandwich like a week. So it doesn't taste nasty. It's just when you know what's inside, you're kind of like, hmm.
mm, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but now we used to when we would shoot a deer, mom would be in the kitchen, um, and she would grab like a hind quarter out of the fridge and put it in the sink, and she would be scrubbing it and taking off um uh the the slimy. I guess we used to call it silver skin, but there's a coating around it. And then she would start deboning the meat. Dad would be sitting at the table, and after she got it deboned, he would actually remove the silver skin, which is like the tendons and stuff, and then he would cut it into the steak or put it in a bowl for burger meat or whatever. Uh, and and we got quite a bit of experience with just taking the knife and running it right down the bones, to get all that off. And I guess that all went into like stew meat for us, or if we were going to make burger or uh, hamburger or sausage or something like that, those little pieces.
Dave says, good food at the Amish market in St. Jacob, Ontario, no preservative. I wish I had an Amish community nearby, or Mennonite, like obviously open to the public, but I see people in the United States show the stores that the Mennonite and the Amish have. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's
No,
incredible.
Noltz's is like that. You can go in and you can buy a 50-pound bag of rolled oats.
I would
Um,
love that.
or a 50-pound bag of sugar or canning jars. Uh, in one aisle, you got everything you need to make 18 million different kinds of soap. And then
Like a
in the
Lehman's.
other,
We need a Lehman's in Canada.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But in fact, I've still got some cookbooks that we bought, that Wendy and I bought, um, to make shoe fly pie, which is like a shot of diabetes in your mouth. It is delicious. I don't know why they call it shoe fly pie. Maybe it's because if there are flies on it, you don't care. You're just going to shoo them away and keep eating. I don't know, but it
I
is
don't think I
delicious.
want to know.
Um, but yeah, you can buy they're the bags of pie filling. Kind of like the pastry bags where you cut off the end
Yeah,
and you can do that. I'll have to ask them. I'm not sure if they're Mennonite or Amish, but I'll have to ask them if I can videotape in their store. Well, record. We don't use tape anymore. I'm gonna
so
try.
City Girl
Hey, Kitty girl.
says, thought I would stop in and say hi. Gotta do stuff tomorrow for tomorrow's dinner, but have a great night, guys. I think City Girl is a viewer
Yeah.
that carried over my channel. I remember seeing this name, and she's been following me for like 2 weeks now.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for
No,
popping
no,
in.
no, not from Annie, definitely. Uh, City Girl, if you're still here, go ahead and type exclamation point share in the chat, and it will post the link to your channel.
Channel.
And that way,
Thanks.
yes,
Chris,
thank
I
you.
know I'm so terrible with names. Whenever I figure out a name, I try I try to remember it. Like Joam from Ecocentric Homestead, I just picked up his name. Poor soul. I keep forgetting, like every time he would say, "Hi, Annie, how are you?" And I'm like, I feel so bad.
Well,
What's your name?
I called Darren Thor for like a month and a half when after we put him in the messenger that we our group messenger. I
Yeah.
kept calling him Thor. He says, "You know my name's Darren, right?"
Yeah. Well, that's why when I go live on my name, it says back to basic, Annie, back to basics homestead. So at least they know my first name because back to basic homestead, I will not reply if you call me that. I
Yeah,
probably would turn, but I won't respond automatically. Oh,
oh
so
my
it
goodness.
worked.
We're I have a group chat, a group text message for all my siblings and friends of the family, and I put my pastor in there so that I can update everybody all at once on mom's condition.
Makes
My
it easy.
sister, my sister Carolyn, she is the most wonderful person you'll ever meet, but she's got a really odd sense of humor, kinda, and she speaks plainly. You never wonder where you stand with Carolyn. And she put down, she says, well, maybe, oh, how'd it go? Maybe Lowville General Hospital sees mom as a cash cow.
Oh, it's true.
So
You guys have to pay.
yeah. Well, thankfully, mom's got Medicaid and Medicare and stuff, and that takes care of it. And Social Security, I don't know if that does medical, but anyway, um, but either way, the hospital makes money off you being sick,
Obviously.
and so she said that she thinks that they see mom as a cash cow, and so the next day, or just the other day, she typed in, she said, boy, I wish I knew who all these phone numbers were. Because on my phone, it comes up, Carolyn or Tammy, or I said, and so I copied the list. Oh, her furnace came on. I hope you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Um, I took a picture of the list of the people in the group and posted it. And Pastor said, okay, well, now that you outed me and let everyone know that I'm here, he says, I want to know which sibling called your mom a cow.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so City Girl says, have a good one. Gotta go get healthy veggies. Best wishes to you both. And she also said a little bit on top, it's cool in girl loving your garlic. Since I planted my
Absolutely.
garlic this weekend, and I
I
posted my video today.
I need to pull mine and plant it. I haven't pulled it yet.
Well, David, he says no garlic shortage is Annie's village next year. Here's the thing. Last year, I sowed 400 little bulbs, cloves, whatever you
Oh
want to
my
call it.
goodness.
And I lost in total at this point close to 10-15% of that.
Wow.
And as I was analyzing and separating the cloves, I was realizing week after week after week of using it through recipes, there was a lot more damage. So I'm going to be close to 20% lost this year, which is not good because of the leaf miners. So when you think of it, if you do not want to buy garlic year after year after year, because it is an expensive crop to buy, you have to calculate how much do I want to eat? How much do I need? So I need about 1 or 2 head per week, average. And then the rest is lost to pest and whatever, or not germinated. And then whatever is left is seeds for the next year. So 400 is just enough for me to be self sufficient. If I calculate loss and I calculate that I need about, because one bulb is between 4 to 6 cloves.
Yeah.
So I make an average of 5 per bulb. So if you want to plant 400, you need 80 bulbs. 80 full bulbs.
Oh, man.
So 80 bulbs, as soon as you take out 80 bulbs, whatever is left is what you have for the year to be self-sufficient. And people don't think of that. So you have to plant the next year's crops. Same thing with potatoes. If you want 200 pounds of potatoes, you need 220 pounds, because 20 pounds will be, there's going to be 10% lost, and whatever's left is going to be your seeds for next year. So it's for you not to purchase it the years after that.
Now, what do you do to preserve your garlic?
I dehydrate it in little pieces and then powder it. So for powder and chunks. And Annie from Mama Homemade gave me a recipe to can them.
Okay.
In water. I think it's water, salt, and lemon juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's four or five ingredients. And you can them either in 250 mLs, 500 mLs, and you just use the garlic as you would buy it. You know those in Costco, it comes like in this big jar, and you can just grab diced little pieces of garlic, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
So those are the way that I normally preserve them. I could freeze them.
Yeah.
But freezer space is a luxury that I no longer have at the moment. Oh, hold on. My son smashed the door. I thought he was going to open the door on me. So, what do you say? Put wood ash on soil to keep the bugs away. I would love to use wood ash. I keep asking my husband to, because we burn wood every year, but sometimes he leaves the screws, the old nails, there's paint on the wood, and I do not want to put those. Probably the rust and the metal is not all that bad because there's iron in the soil anyways. Yeah. But I don't know if there's coated with something in the paint. I don't know. I have no idea what it is.
Do you have any branches or bushes that you clip every year? Maybe just make a small fire while you're out working in the garden. Make just a small fire and then use
normally, yes. Every year we trim a part of our land of our trees. Like this year was a cedar hedge, and we're gonna chop it. But I need it for you use it in your garden, wood chips.
Yeah.
If I did not need it in the garden, that's what I would do. Like I would pack them up and then obviously have a secured fire so that it doesn't catch anything. But this year was probably the only year I would have been able to do it because there was not enough drought period for it to be dangerous. It's the first year we were able to do that many fires, but then I needed it to do the wood chip. So unless I have next year we're supposed to bring down 2 trees, one that's dead, so that probably will end up being wood chips or burnt, and the other one, depend how much we're gonna bring down, I might be able to do it. So I probably could actually took the ash in the spring, but to be safe, I think I'm just gonna cover my garlic next year, my garlic and my onions, for the leaf miners to leave them away.
I know if you could get a bag of diatomaceous earth.
Yes. The thing is with garlic and onions, they don't do like the cabbages. So you have the bulb, and then there's this sprout that comes out. Yeah. And then you have that thing that goes up. I have the shoot. I don't know how you call it. And they bore inside the green of the onions and the garlic. So by the time I realize it, they're already inside. So I don't know if DE would help.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Darren, freezer space on a homestead is priceless. And I think you're starting to understand that. You're looking for another freezer. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine. He's got that smoker now. So
Yes.
now it's time for him to dig a root cellar.
Did he say he was sand?
Well, yeah, but you could still do it with sand. You'd have my problem, like where I'm at, the water table is just so high. If I dug a root cellar, I would have to actually make a concrete waterproof box underground.
My
Um,
water line is at 4 feet, so there's no way I can dig
yeah.
a road cellar here. Anyways, there is a video that my husband sent me, and he wants to try it. I have no idea if it's true, so don't throw stones at me if it doesn't work. He says he wants to bury a freezer, a chest freezer,
Mhm.
and he would want to build something around it and put some bales of straw or what's the other one? Straw or
Hay or
hay or something like that to create an isolation barrier. And he wants to try to put the potatoes and the carrots there. So I'm like, can you possibly imagine like digging by hands? We have no tools. Clay. Like we have clay soil, like heavy duty clay soil. Like after like 1 feet, I think he's gonna call it quits because it's like
yeah.
real clay here. Oh, Ren's
Now,
in the house. I don't know if it's Lindsay or Jack.
hey, Ren, Lindsay, and Jack, and Dave Knight says not all of us in Canada have
Have
snow for
snow for
8 months.
8 months and can freeze our food outside. You know, I've been bugging my husband to get another chest freezer and only use it when it starts being from January, February, March, those 3 months, and like not plug it and put it outside. And he's like, it's gonna rust. It's not gonna do this. No, no, no. But then he wants to bury one too, which will rust it. But anyways,
Yeah. Um, we actually have an old freezer that died in Port Leyden, and when we moved up to the homestead, Wendy says, "I want you to get that freezer up," and I'm like, "Honey, what happened was the power went out, and then it just never restarted." And I said, "Honey, I'm not opening that freezer if I don't have to." And she said, "Oh, honey, you have to." It was bad, but I got it cleaned out, took it up to the homestead, set it outside. It started getting cold. It was 20 degrees out, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, but below freezing. And so we put meat in it. The thing is it doesn't stay below freezing, and freezers freeze at
minus
um
10, I think.
yeah, 10 below to absolute zero. It's crazy that how cold they get.
Mm.
And it works for a little while because we
But
had it
it can only maybe work 2-3 months here,
right.
tops.
Now it would have worked great for a refrigerator. Uh,
Yes, and also rodent proof your feed. So
yes. Yeah.
Annie does that. She has her feed in a old chest freezer, so it's rodent proof. And during the summer, it keeps it cool, and during the winter, also keep it like not frozen.
Yeah.
To catch you up on comments, we are doing snow melting, sun shining. That's what Melissa says. I don't know what that means.
You have snow?
We are doing
That's right. She's
snow
up in
meltings. She
she's
did.
in the mountains.
Oh yeah, she did say it snowed last time you were live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tor says a root cellar is on the list, the big list, the never-ending list, the 10-year plan list. Of course. So Ren's Homestead. Lindsay just got back from pulling Remy's truck out of the mud down the road. Thanks, Jack.
Boy, that was
Okay,
a heavy gear on the back, right, Remy?
playing in. Yeah, Melissa says she's playing in the mud. Okay, Darren. Yep, we keep our chest freezer in the garage. Upright is in the house. We would do another in the garage for the harvest season.
Yeah.
Remy got stuck. Poor thing. If I had the space, I would have a upright fridge in an upright freezer, like just for the harvest season. It would be such a blessing because a fridge with the freezer on top, if I put 20 chickens that I just harvested in there, like I have to cram everything in there. And I have to pray that my cheap fridge, because I took the cheapest I could find,
Yeah.
will hold all that weight for 24 hours before I can put it in the fridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So
That,
every year it's the same thing. I keep saying, okay, we're not going to leave it 24 hours in the fridge because I'm scared in the middle of the night we're going to hear that clutch, all that glass cracking in there.
yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the stand up freezer, and it's just revolutionized what I can do now. When I harvest like tomatoes or whatever, if I can't, if I don't have enough to process, I can just put them in a bag and put them in the freezer until I have enough to process.
Yeah, I did the
Um,
same. And I think I'm going to do exactly what Lynn did next year. Just like maybe do 2 canning sessions of tomatoes, one in like the prime of the season, like 150 pounds, and then at the end of the season do another. Because the day that I did 150 pounds, when it got wrapped up and all the like the terror and the dishes were done, I looked at all those jars. I'm like, it took me maybe 4 or 5 hours more doing all of that, but I was able to can so much that and within those 24 to 36 hours than I did like in those multiple canning
yeah,
session that I did. So I know that I'm saying this now. I might change my mind next year when I see like 50 pounds, I might process them. But I did find that those 200 pounds that I did back to back was a lot of work, but worth it.
yeah, yeah,
Because it took me only 2 sessions of canning to do my pizza sauce. That was it.
yeah,
The years past, I would can like 10 here, 10 there, 10 here, 10 there, and I was like, oh, when is this done? But by doing 2 canning session, 25 jars every single time, it was good. I felt good that in two times I did all my year's worth of pizza sauce.
yeah. That has got to make it so much easier. And then you go to bed. Now it might take you 2 days, but then you go to bed that second night and you're like, I do not have to make pizza sauce
For
for
a year.
365 days. Go.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's 53 weeks. I
Yeah,
have the equivalent of 53 weeks because we do pizza once a week. And there are some weeks that he's like, can we have pizza a second time? So I have 53 weeks in front of me. Well, not anymore. But when I finished canning, I had 53 or 54 weeks of pizza sauce.
yeah,
Ren's, we tried digging a pond once with the tractor. The area looked like the sand dune in Sarara till we filled it back in. Total sand. Epic fail.
yeah. Yeah, sand doesn't hold water very well. I'm in Port Leyden, actually, where I am right now. That's all there is. We're at the bottom of the Black River Valley, and it's just sand. In fact, we have sand pits that the town digs the sand from, and actually we use it on our roads in the winter, and then they sell it to other towns, um, to use on their roads. And it is so awesome that it just drains so much. Right now, up on the homestead, I still cannot get in my pig pen. I want to scrape off like 4 inches of the top soil, manure, whatever you want to call it, and put it in a pile and let it sit. You're supposed to let it sit for 2 years with pig manure, because something about parasites that might be in it. but I can't get in there because I tried and I ended up almost burying the tractor. It was horrible.
Not good. Not good.
No.
So Darren says, hot dog meat. Same with veggie burgers. They use the leftover parts of the veggie. You know, Mama Homemade Annie, she has a sausage maker. It's like probably like 1970 vintage sausage maker. And I'm like, and I saw the one Darren has. And I'm like, we love hot dogs here. And there's only like 2 brands that I buy. And it's like the lesser evil. Okay, so obviously, if I want hot dogs, I'm buying evil. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna buy the lesser evil, which is like as close as I feel comfortable buying. They're more expensive, but she told me it's super easy to make sausages. So I'm like, maybe I should find myself a vintage, or like Darren, he has like this wonderful sausage machine. I saw him use it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. But then I saw how much these things cost.
They can cost a lot, but if you go to um, various garage sales, yard
Yeah.
sales, we have towns that just have all of their garage sales on one weekend, and you
Yeah.
can actually walk through. I bought a vintage, it's hand operated, which I like anyway because that way it doesn't require power.
Yeah.
Grinders, and then you run the meat through the grinder once or twice, like with Venison to make sausage, and add some pork fat, and then you take off the grinding attachment, and there's like a tube that goes on it, and
Yeah.
you can put the sausage casing right over that and just fill it right full. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Dave, the Erie Canal is down closer where I live. I live about 30 minutes south of here, 35 minutes. And it goes through Rome, New York. And then um, the uh, the Black River Canal, actually, Route 12, which is the main drag that goes from Utica to Watertown, that replaced a lot of the Black River Canal. We have a place right outside of town here, about 2 minutes away, that actually still has the locks, the big stone locks that were built with no mortar, no concrete, nothing. They just took these huge blocks of not granite, shale, and built these locks to change the levels and stuff. So yeah, the Black River Canal, which eventually goes into the Black River, and then I think in Lions Falls it goes into the Black River, and then I believe that hooks into the Erie Canal in Rome. So yeah.
So Lindsay says, I miss things about canals. So I'm not sure what she means.
Well,
And
I think I said something about the Black River Valley. I might have called it a canal. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I know with Jack and Lindsay, they love making jokes. So it could be like a little
Yeah.
funny thing.
Um,
Clinton Ditch was there in 1989.
it is still there. You can go to Utica or Rome and fish it. Um, there are barges that still operate on it. And there is a small section of it that they call Erie Canal Village. I think it survived the virus and is open again. And you can actually go to it and find out how you can ride one of the canal boats, and it's got you can ride one of the canal boats that's being pulled by donkeys. They actually do the blacksmithing. Everybody's dressed in period garb. It is like a homesteader's dream. You walk in there and you can ask people so many questions, and a lot of them really know their stuff.
So rambling with, I keep messing up his name. It's Brums or Brooms.
I
I hope
honestly,
I keep every single time, and he's gonna correct me one more time, and I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. But it's Scott. Scott's in the house.
Mhm.
And Ren's Homestead says, what does it say about me that I pronounce canal in my head as canny-wolves? Not
uh, canals,
okay, so
canals.
canals. Okay, so it's brooms,
Yeah,
broomes, brooms. Oh God, thank God I'm not on beer. I'm on water.
right.
And I think I'm out. Yeah, last.
Oh,
Darren, that's like Black Creek Village in Toronto.
yeah, that sounds familiar. There's a place in Cambridge I would love to go again. Wendy and I went there. Um, it's a wildlife safari. They've got all the animals from Africa there, giraffes. I've got a picture of Wendy with her hand on the windshield, and there's a baboon type monkey. I think they might have actually been baboons, but holding a baby, and the baby's got its hand on one side of the windshield, and Wendy's got her hand on her side of the windshield. It's pretty.
Okay, sorry. So your Nightbot sent this message to Scott. Rambling with the brooms. Sometimes you scare me. Stop spamming caps.
Oh my
Warning.
goodness! I apologize. I will have to set Nightbot straight. I didn't
No, it's
know I
because
had that.
he wrote brooms, broomes, and
Mm.
right after that, he had the warning.
But that's not all caps.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Either
Okay.
he's smoking interesting things, you're a Nightbot, or he thinks broms is a bad word.
Yeah, I will have to straighten that out and lessen the restrict. I want people to feel free to, if you want to scream at me in my chats, have at it because I'm all about making people feel better. And I've hung out with Trevor and Matt for so long, my self-esteem is gone anyway. African, that's exactly it.
Great place to get rid of problem kids.
We don't know what happened. They were in the back seat, and next thing we know, their window was down, and the giraffe was carrying them to the rhino.
Wait. So, Tor says it deleted Scott's post. So I'm hoping he didn't block Scott.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I can get to it on my
No,
cell
wait.
phone.
No, it's there. So I think the bot only deleted the message that
Oh, okay.
he did in caps.
Okay. I apologize for that, Scott. I will have that taken care of on the next thing. This is my first actual Thursday night live with the Nightbot. I will have a talk with him and
Giving your peace of mind.
just a small piece. I don't have much to spare, but oh my goodness,
Are you
that's
still here, Scott? Just to be sure that you were not kicked
yeah.
out. So Jack says Tracy puts too much trust in robots.
Yeah, yeah. I just figured I was on a live stream with man, I forget who it was, but they had Nightbot and it came up and it said type exclamation point share to share your stream uh address and your channel address. And I did it and I'm like, wow, that popped up my address. I clicked on it, it took me to my channel, and I'm like, cool, I want that for my thing. So that's pretty much the reason I did it. Because honestly, Marilyn and I mean, all my moderators are some of the best going. Um,
So Old
And
Man King Homestead says, I only use Nightbot to drop links and messages. Everything else is disabled.
yeah, when I get home, next time I get to my laptop, I'll go in and do that. Tonight I'm on my cell phone and I really am unfamiliar with how.
You know that you can go StreamYard on your phone, right? You don't have to go through the application of YouTube.
Yes, this is StreamYard.
Or stream, okay. I thought you went directly on YouTube to go live.
No, that I believe that needs S SOI or something like that.
I've never tried it, so I don't know. I've
Yeah,
always used StreamYard to go live.
yeah, that's all I've ever used, and it is just so easy. Uh,
Okay, so Scott's not back, so I do hope that they didn't do anything to him.
yeah,
Okay, so Dave says, like Space Odyssey in 2001. Bren's Homestead says, that's how they get you, Tracy. At least you're off grid, so Nightbot can't shut off your power. If you make it mad.
that's true. That's
Hmm.
true. Man, talk about vindication. Uh, in 2020, uh, L.A. for Thanksgiving, Los Angeles, the mayor came out and said, if we see more than 2 cars in your driveway, we will shut off your utilities.
Okay, so let me get this straight. One of the richest town in the world probably has a car per person living in that house. So everyone that has teenagers or young adults have a third car.
They did not want people getting together for Thanksgiving because of the virus.
Of course.
And I felt so vindicated because, okay, no one can do that to me. Now, this is also the same city, Los Angeles, that they came out and said by 2032 or 2035, we will only have electric cars in Los Angeles. And then 2 or 3 days later, they put out a thing on the news saying,
I
please
saw
do
that.
not charge your electric cars because we're having brownouts.
Yeah, I
Just stay
saw that.
home from work today. You don't need to work today.
Yeah.
We're going to shut off your power anyway.
Yeah. I saw that post.
And the reason for that, for them having such a problem with electricity, it's their own fault because to
They lack
protect,
water.
well, they have the water. They have more dams and more water storage capacity than they would ever need. The thing is that the animal rights groups have made them pass laws to protect a moth, a miller, a frog, or something that lives in a certain area, so that they cannot cut the water off, they cannot slow the water down enough to retain the water in those storage places enough to make a difference. The frogs are wet. However, people in downtown LA are thirsting to death, you know?
Mm. No, I
Um,
did not see the video of Ford electric truck towing. He says it's hilarious. I made a decision that I no longer have cable 5 years ago, so I do not have the news, and I don't really get out of the house because well, one, price of gas is ridiculous, and two, there's no really reason for me like just to pop out and like la 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 and go like put mileage on my car. So I don't listen to the news. So the only news I have is you guys giving it to me, and usually it's never good news. So I'm like, oh, there's a reason why I don't listen to the news anymore, because there's never good news. It's always bad news. 3 times as many turkeys were killed due to extra Thanksgiving because people couldn't get together because the government said so.
Stop the carnage. Those poor turkeys. Oh, goodness.
Okay. You don't have to have a turkey for Thanksgiving. You could have a big chicken.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, ham.
I'm just saying, like this year, I know that I will not have turkey at Christmas, and it's not the end of the world. We'll have one of my chickens.
We uh we always have a turkey for Thanksgiving and a ham for Christmas. And I got thinking about it, and I told Trevor one time, I said, you know, Jesus probably never tasted ham. And he
I don't
looked,
know. I don't know.
well, Jesus,
Dried meat,
well,
wasn't it?
dried meat. The thing is the Jews, according to the book of Leviticus,
Well, they don't
um,
eat pork.
they can't eat pork. So, and he never broke the laws of Leviticus. So he could not have tasted ham. Now, in heaven, where he is now or whatever, maybe he
We
has. I don't know.
maybe.
But that just it just seems funny to celebrate a very religious Jewish man with pork. It just, you know,
I think that's cultural. I don't think it's religion, because I here in Quebec, it's ham. There's
yeah,
always a ham at one Easter. Easter for us is ham,
yeah. I love
and
him.
but you know, I
Well, a
have to
lot of
let
it.
you. I have to
Okay.
go. I'm hearing my kids downstairs, and it's like 10 minutes past their bedtime, and the night routine is not done. So
All
thanks
right.
for having me tonight. I'm just
Thanks
going
for
to read you
being
the last
on.
comments. I know you can't read them.
I
Uh,
can read them. I just look really weird when I do.
oh, you can? Okay. Well, bye,
Yeah.
guys. Take
See you later,
care.
Ronnie. Thanks a lot.
You welcome.
Have stuffed rabbits now. Yeah, if I go down like this, I'm just reading comments. Have stuffed, let's see, have stuffed rabbits now. Jesus loves all the animals and their unique flavors, Tracy. You know what? Um, I got in an argument with a gentleman talking about eating meat. He literally believes that if you eat meat, you cannot you cannot have eternal life through Jesus, which if you have eternal life through Jesus, it's because of Jesus. But in after the flood, Noah, there wasn't a whole lot of vegetation, and God gave meat to people to eat, and that's when the fear of animals or the fear of humans were put into a lot of animals. So yes, God told us we can eat meat. Um, I love all my animals right beside the mashed potatoes. Amen. Tasty. Um, Guys, don't forget to put the exclamation point share in the comments, and that will put your link up so that everybody can find it and see it. Um, and man, if we see Scott from Rambling with the Brooms, uh, I need to apologize to him because I do think he got booted. Crickets are the future. I actually like the ranch flavored crickets. With the animals born on the ark, um, yeah, some of them were eaten. He did sacrifice some clean animals once the land around the ark on the mountain dried out enough for him to come out of the ark. He sacrificed some animals because he took two of every kind of animal, but he took seven of every clean animal, every animal that um, they were told were able to be eaten, like giraffes. Jews can eat giraffes. Um, uh, let's see, sheep, goats. Um, the thing that bothers me is okay. You would have to be. It would have to be Darren that would do it. But you are not. Jews are not allowed to eat the meat of a baby of a lamb and drink its mother's milk. You can't. Oh well, you can't eat meat and drink milk at the same meal, but you can't cook. That's what it is. You can't cook a baby animal in its mother's milk. Um, oh, that oh oh goodness. There's no raccoon and no duck. But I oh that, and that could be either Lindsay or Jack. Nightbot is currently signing up Scott for a tax audit because he used too many capital letters. Uh-oh. Oh goodness. Yeah, the platypus. What's that? The dodo bird. Um, yeah, certain animals that are no longer with us. My family killed all the wood bison in Kentucky in the 1780s. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Uh, I can kind of understand some of the whole buffalo hunting thought process. Number one, they were making a lot of money off the skins, off the pelts of the buffalo. And number two, when you first got to America and you got to the plains, you could look from a ridge and just see hundreds of thousands of buffalo. It just never occurred to them that these were not going to continue to reproduce as fast as we kill. You know, we kill 500 today, and they only maybe make 1,000 a year. You know, um, but and I do believe that a lot of people ate the buffalo meat. A lot of the hunters. Um, oh, guys, I am gonna go ahead and say good night. Thank you all for being here. Thanks again to Annie for Back to Basics Homestead. Um, that was an awesome, awesome discussion. Uh, I and Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. If Nightbot kicked you out, I apologize. I will fix it. You are always welcome here, capital letters and all. Yeah, the armies killed them a lot because back then the army didn't pay very much, and some of them were allowed, if they had a liberal commander, they were allowed to, or lenient commander, they were allowed to process the furs and stuff. And then the railroads, even today, you don't get in the way of the railroads. And they had trains hitting these bison at the high speed of 30 miles an hour, but it would do some serious damage. Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one, Darren. Um, don't forget to say goodnight to Nightbot, or else I will have that fixed. I will have all those shut off. That's why I haven't seen Mahilin in here tonight. I hope she is feeling well. She might have said something earlier that in our chat that um, she wouldn't be able to be here on the red team. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's I am. I have Cherokee and Seminole in me, and also some Dutch and a bunch of other stuff. I am just like a. Oh, Mom just said, don't forget you're Irish too. and Welsh. Wow. Irish and Welsh. Ah, on grandma's side. So I can say, you're going to hell for that one, boy. Yes, you are. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. And hey, if you can't find a kind person, be a kind person. Y'all have a good night and God bless.